Good evening, everyone. My name is Dennis Stamper. This is my Module 6 Persuasive Speech, and I did it on organic foods. I started off by saying, did you know that there is more than 600 active chemicals that are registered for agricultural use in America? There are studies that prove that organic foods are higher in nutrients and lower in pesticides compared to conventionally grown foods. The purpose of this speech is to educate the audience of the benefits of organic foods and the hidden dangers of conventional foods. Exposure to chemicals in food have been linked to many diseases and developmental disorders. Chemicals in food that have led to diagnosis of cancer, cardiovascular diseases, immune system diseases, and hormonal imbalances. Children experience health problems as well. Issues such as ADHD, hyperactivity, learning disabilities, and autism have all been linked to chemicals found in food. It is said that 25% of the chemicals in the environment are neurotoxins, which have been linked to an increased risk of brain diseases. Obesity has also been linked to toxins in the food that we eat as well. It is said that 2 out of 3 U.S. adults are overweight or obese. It also states that 1 out of 3 U.S. children are overweight or obese. Also, joint pain, headaches, anemia, skin rashes, dark circles under eyes, and brown blotches on the face are all symptoms of chemical exposure from food. A July 2007 study found children of women who are exposed to organochlorine pesticides are 6 times more likely to be diagnosed with autism spectrum disorders, which is short for ASD. A February 2009 study also found that children who live in homes where their parents use pesticides are twice as likely to develop brain cancer versus those that live in homes where no pesticides are used. Also, conventional meat and dairy are the highest risk for foods that have contamination by harmful substances. More than 90% of the pesticides Americans consume are found in the fat and tissue of meat and dairy products. The CDC estimates that each year 48 million people get sick from foodborne illnesses, and 128 are hospitalized, and 3,000 die from it. Non-organic foods contain chemicals that increase your risk of diseases. These chemicals can include pesticides, herbicides, fertilizers, preservatives, artificial colors and flavors, and industrially produced fats and sweeteners. Exposure to organophosphates may lead to ADHD in children. It has been found that children who switch to organic produce no longer have significant levels of organophosphates in their urine. Exposure to certain combination of pesticides and herbicides are known to increase the risk of Parkinson's disease, especially in young children and people. Manufacturers use preservatives such as nitrates and sulfites in processed foods to increase shelf life. Increased nitrate consumption from processed meat increases your risk of stomach cancer. Sulfites used to preserve dried fruits, fruit juices, and beer may increase the risk of asthma attacks. Artificial colors used in foods also increase your risk of diseases. Caramel coloring that is used in many soft drinks contains 2 chemicals that may cause cancer of the lungs, liver, and thyroid, and leukemia. Food colorings such as yellow number 5, 6, and 10, and red number 40 can increase the risk of hyperactive behavior in children. Artificial fats and sweeteners common in processed foods are bad for your health as well. Trans fats are known to increase your risk of heart disease. High fructose corn syrup increase your risk of obesity and diabetes. There are many solutions. One source states, eating organically grown foods is the way to avoid the cocktail of chemical poisons present in commercially grown food. Many of these chemicals were approved by the EPA before testing even occurred. Research shows that organically grown foods have more nutrients, vitamins, minerals, enzymes, and micronutrients than commercially grown foods because the soil is managed and nourished with sustainable practices by responsible standards. Food industry is a $1 trillion a year market in the United States of America. Spending more money on the organic market would guarantee better health for future generations. Organic farming is friendlier to the environment. Also, eating organic food provides numerous health benefits and improves overall health. One individual describes his experience as this. He was over 100 pounds overweight and began eating only organic foods. By eating all organic foods, he lost 100 pounds of fat. He no longer experienced joint pain. He no longer suffered from sleep apnea. His skin problems cleared up. He no longer had numbing in his hands and feet. He no longer had back pain. He did not have to take any prescription medications. And he had an increase in energy, and the benefits go on and on. Opponents argue that organic foods are expensive. They argue the differences found between organic and non-organic food is not significant enough. Opponents go on to say that individuals just need to eat more fruits and vegetables regardless, that being organic is not important. The answer to that is that not eating organic is expensive. One source stated, we are paying for the costs of health impacts, farmland erosion, pollution cleanup, water treatment, climate adaptation, and so much more. Organic farmers save us money in the long run. The source also believes that the key to addressing our nation's urgent health and environmental problem is shifting to organic production. Shifting to organic eating means a healthier future for generations to come. It means less debilitating diseases. It means an overall better quality of life. It means a cleaner, safer environment. Eating conventional, non-organic foods means health complications, illnesses, and diseases for many generations. The level of chemicals individuals are ingesting is rising to toxic levels. I urge everyone to join me in shifting to organic eating. A taste of organic foods is better and it isn't filled with chemicals that are harmful to your health. Making the shift to organic farming is safer for the environment, and it reduces pollution and protects our water and soil and all our natural resources. That is my speech, and you guys have a good evening. Thank you.